The biggest mistake gamblers make when it comes to the Super Bowl, they don't treat it like it's just another game. That's right. The Super Bowl is just another game. It's no different than a Mid-American Conference game being played on a Wednesday night in October. It's no different than any other regular season game being played on a Sunday in the middle of November. It's just another game. But more times than not, gamblers get caught up in the pomp and circumstance, all the media coverage over the past 2 weeks. This game is overanalyzed, it's overhyped, and everyone gets caught up into it. In reality, there's no value when it comes to the line in this game. No, there's not. Listen, as a handicapper, I always say I like to concentrate the most where the odds makers concentrate the least. I like to narrow down a big card and find those few games where there's tremendous line value. There ain't no line value in this game, and there never is when it comes to the Super Bowl. That's just reality. The other thing is, when it comes to the Super Bowl, there are 3 types of gamblers that are going to be betting on today's game. Number 1 is the guy who has been betting all season long. You know what you're doing. Number 2, that's the gambler who was betting earlier in the season, and at one point or another, he dropped out because he either ran out of his bankroll or he got buried. And he's coming back today because it's the Super Bowl. One final chance for him to make all his money back. And then there's number 3. Gambler number 3 is betting today because, well, damn it, it's the Super Bowl. He's got to bet it. Well, listen, gambler number 1, you know what you're doing. Gamblers number 2 and 3, you're generally going to find yourself into trouble because you're going to bet more than you can afford to lose, which, of course, is going against my golden rule of gambling. And you are most likely going to find yourself in a deep financial abyss from which there is often no escape. So those things that I just said, I may be preaching to the choir because I've been preaching that gospel for the past 30 years. Now, whether you listen to it or not, hey, I've at least warned you. Now, let's talk about the game. Obviously, the side selection is another Raise the Bar 20-dime release, which I've been red hot with those selections. Perfect 2-0 in the postseason with those plays. First one was Kansas City over Pittsburgh. The second one was Kansas City in overtime over Buffalo. The third one going today. And I think there's also tremendous value with the total. And that's what I'm going to give you as my complimentary play. FYI, that quirky little stat that I always talk about, where the straight-up winners, if you can simply pick them during the regular season, covered at an 84% clip. Yeah, if it was just so simple to pick the straight-up winners. Do you realize going into the conference championship games, the straight-up winners had covered every single game? And, of course, Cincinnati won straight up as the road dog at Kansas City. If not for the Rams failing to cover, laying 3.5, winning only by 3, the straight-up winners would have been undefeated so far in the postseason going into today's Super Bowl. But let's talk about the total. I think this price at 48.5 is actually a little low. And that leads me to say play over. Now, I understand why it's low. You've had the last 3 Super Bowls staying under the posted price. You've had 2 of the 3 postseason games the Rams have played staying under. But this is not the San Francisco 49ers defense the Rams are going to be facing today. But the other hand, you've had the Cincinnati Bengals. All 3 of their playoff games have stayed under. The Raiders at home, Tennessee on the road, and Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. And my God, you, like me, watched the Chiefs game. Did you think after that first half there was any way in the world that that game was going to stay under? But it did. But I think that game in particular played a huge factor in the setting of this price at 48.5. Did the Rams playing at home have anything to do with it? No, I don't think so. But I do think that definitely devalued the price in this contest. And again, I think it's too low. I think you have 2 teams that are going to be throwing the ball nonstop in this game in order to have their best shot at winning. I don't think Joe Mixon, I don't think Cam Akers, I don't think any of the running backs are going to really be the critical factors in this game. I think that you're going to have both teams throwing the ball at least 30 times, which means you're going to have added plays because the clock is going to be stopping more. I think you're going to have more opportunities to put points on the board. Yes, I know both teams have very good field goal kickers, but listen, you can't sit there in advance and handicap the potential turnovers, dumb coaching decisions, or whether a team is going to opt for a field goal versus a touchdown. I just look at the points, and I look at 48.5, and when I look at this game, I think somewhere between 51 and 52, 53 points are going to be scored. So again, I think the over is the way you play this particular one. So the over is the complimentary play. I wish you well today. Good luck, everybody, and talk to you again soon.